I scare all of you? No? Bad luck for me. But then, children, just listen to that spooky music, that lovely ding, 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 the ringing of the bells. Heard it? Don't you think it gives you an effect of being very much horrified and scared? Well, yes, you are correct. Today, as you can see, my board is all set for the lesson. If you remember, children, we had flown from Transylvania to the city of fashion, that was Paris, right? So now it is our own beautiful country, India, a place of diversities. Before I start off with my lesson, let me tell you, if you have, flipped through the pages of history, you must have read about various forts, right? Forts. In Hindi, what do we call? We call it as Killa, right? So the forts were such kind of, I would say, buildings or, not monuments exactly, but then buildings in which the king used to live specifically during the wartime, right? So that was built with, all the bricks, not of the bricks which are used these days. That time we used to have bricks of stone, right? Boulders, huge kind of boulders. They used to be kept one after the other, and the forts used to be of great height. All right, not of the height which the complexes and the multi-storied buildings are there today, right? So forts were there, and it used to be built for the security reasons. If you have seen the movie, I think Padmavat, there also you have forts, right? So yes, definitely Padmavat. Why I told Padmavat? Because the setup was of Rajasthan, and as you can see, my beautiful alluring dupatta, red dupatta, this is also significantly found. It is prepared in this beautiful state of Rajasthan, right? Okay, so let's come back to the spooky fort. We'll be dealing with the Bhangar Fort. Now, I remember I had seen once in the Discovery Channel about this fort. It was long time back, wherein the traveler, I would say he was less of a traveler and more of a guide. So he was talking about all types of haunted forts which are there in India. Haunted, why do I say haunted? Because till date, I think if I talk about Bhangar Fort, there has been myths, or is it myth or a true story? I think to a larger extent there are true stories that you will find that Bhangar Fort to be really spooky, very much scary, afraid. At night, I think after sunset, nobody is allowed to roam around, in and around that Bhangar Fort, right? So, today, we'll be dealing with the second section of your first unit of this book, that is your own My Course book, MCP, okay? Now, the last section was also spooky, but then it was about the Dracula and all. But today, you can see that we don't have any Dracula here, but yes, definitely I have tried to signify, I have tried to portray, give a portrait of how a place haunted would look like. You will have moon, okay, you might have very less of birds, you would be seeing bats, you would be seeing this owl. Okay, these are many insects, definitely yes, and small bats. You would find the larger version of that, and all the insects, all the nocturnal animals, if I'm not wrong. That means the animals and birds who can see, who are wide awake during the time of night. They are visible in a spooky place. And today, as I told you, that we'll talk about this most haunted forts in India, that is the Bhangar Fort. Well, cultures around the world have different kinds of ghosts, spirits that can be found in myths, legends, folklore, and popular literature. While some people choose to believe in ghosts, others are completely dismissive of their existence. That means few of us believe in ghosts, few of you might not believe in ghosts. So the existence of ghosts is not yet very much established. Alright, let us see whether we are able to find some of its existence here in this Bhangar Fort or not. These spirits could be friendly or scary. And in most tales, they can be found in abandoned and ruined buildings. I believe there is also one movie, in Hindi it was Raz, okay, and in English also there was a movie Conjuring, the part 1, and then you have the Annabelle also. These few selected movies. Then there is also one movie, I think it was some 100 days in Hindi, that also talks about these spooky things, the existence of ghosts, right? Now just a few minutes back I browsed and I found that there is also, this is especially for those people, those children who are very much into all these kind of spooky movies, who love to watch spooky movies. So there is also one movie which is, let me write it for you so that you know, while you enjoy during your short breaks you can go through this movie. The name of the movie is IT8. Okay, this is another movie. It's very interesting for the children who love to watch horror movies. Why I'm telling you this is interesting? Because it I think it deals with all sorts of ghosts. I think any and every type of ghost. It's very horrifying, very spooky. You should have, you know, better quality of earphones to visualize and go into that spooky effect of the movie. Okay, so I will also watch it tonight. Let's see if I can make it. And yes, so let us now read an excerpt from a newspaper article about India's most famous haunted places. So today's article, today's I would say story, it is based on a newspaper article which was published long time back, and you have it in the form of your this thing, part of your syllabus in your MCB. Please go through the PPT or the PDF file which I have shared, and you will get everything in that. For those who have not bought your MCB books yet, it is available in the market. Please tell your parents to buy it if you haven't bought it yet. Okay, let me have a seat so that you know I can be your storyteller. While Halloween and costumes have only recently found their way into India's vocabulary, our villages and cities have lived through decades of lore revolving around agonized spirits, revenge-seeking ghosts, and haunting apparitions. Gargi Gupta goes on an armchair tour of some of India's most haunted places. Spook cells. Now, this is a newspaper article which is being shared by Gargi Gupta. Okay, pay attention. Okay, and try to just visualize. Alright. Think of Harry Potter or the Twilight series or the success of recent films like Annabelle and The Conjuring. And you know, it is quite evident that more and more people like a really good scare. I also personally like it at times. No wonder that haunted places are the new tourist hotspots. Yes, definitely. Lately, the tourists, they also go through such haunted places. They go there to, I won't say to excavate things out of it, but yes, our tourists are great readers. They are avid readers. They are voracious readers. They, before visiting such places, what do? They do a lot of research about that place, and then they try to go through those places, click pictures, and they try to get the feel of that hauntedness, right? Let's see. You only have to go down to Bhangar. You only have to go down to this place, Bhangar, which is in Rajasthan. I think Rajasthan is now the largest state in area, if I'm not wrong. I'm really bad in geography in that case. But still, I think it is the largest state. So, you need to go down to Bhangar in Rajasthan to see the hordes who drive down 5 hours from Delhi. Okay, so the tourists, they have that much of patience, that much of enthusiasm, that much of excitement to get the feel of those ghosts, those spooky things. Okay, so you need to go down from Delhi to check out its ghostly reputation within quotes. Since last year, Guide Trip, an internet-based facilitator of theme-based tours in India and a few places abroad, has been offering a haunted walk. Guide Trip has taken tourists around Bhangar and Kuldara in Rajasthan. So mark my words, it's not only Bhangar, we also have, what is that? It is called Kuldhara. Let me write it here. You have Kuldhara also, which is very spooky, and it is it is always found in the list of the tourist places of visit, right? Okay, Mehrauli and a few cemeteries in Delhi. Yes, definitely, Mehrauli is really spooky. If you just go around that place in that that roadway through bus, or might be if you go for a drive after sunset, say around 7 to 8 p.m. it's tremendously spooky. I have been there. I have been traveling there when I used to work in Gurgaon. Okay, so Mehrauli and a few cemeteries in Delhi, Mukesh Mills in Mumbai, and Karsiong near Darjeeling. But still, Karsiong is a beautiful place to visit. Next month, it plans to take a group to Lambi Dehar mines in Mussoorie, places that rank amongst most haunted in India. So children, you can mark it in your books, these places which are there as few amongst the haunted places. So now I will start with the first most haunted, most spooky yet exciting fort, that is the Bhangar Fort. Ta-ta-ta! Okay, Bhangar Fort, of course, tops every list of spook spots in India. Many call it India's only officially sanctioned, that means declared, haunted site. Why? Because of an ASI board at the entrance which forbids visitors from entering it before sunrise and after sunset. So don't you ever go there before sunset, and don't try to go inside after sunset and before sunrise. That means no early morning and no late night. Those walking. No, don't do that. Located on the outskirts of Sariska Tiger Reserve near Alwar in Rajasthan, the 16th century fort is picturesquely spooky. That means it's tremendously spooky, straight out of a horror movie. So that means it is beautiful to look at. If you just want to go and click pictures, and if you want to get the feel of it, it is for sure very spooky. It is generally the first reaction of most visitors, but that's probably because makers of Bollywood horror films, as susceptible to its atmosphere of ruin and dilapidation, have chosen to shoot on location inside Bhangar Fort. So let me tell you, this I have read it somewhere, I don't remember. If you need to do some kind of shooting inside or in and around that premise, you need to take written permission from the government or that particular association or the board, whatever, whosoever is taking care of such places. Without their permission, you cannot do anything inside the fort or in and around the fort. Okay. Yes, you will come across many new words. The first word, which was agonize, I think everybody knows that, expressing great pain, agony and agonize. Agonized is the word which has come from agony, and agony is when you express great pain. Next, which I talked about, was apparitions. That means a ghost or an image of a dead person. It can be anybody. So that is irrespective of gender. It can be a male ghost or it can be a female ghost. Okay, and the third word, which I think you all must have come across, that is hordes. Hordes. That is crowds of people, collection of people when they are crowded together. So that can be a collective noun as well, right? Then this is very important, and I want you all to write it also in your, remember that dictionary which you all must be maintaining for the new words. That is it's dilapidations, if I'm not wrong. Yes, dilapidation, it means something that is old. Okay, something that is old and it's in a very tattered condition or a bad condition. That is dilapidation. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so I was talking about the permission. Yes, you should get a permission to move around the fort, inside the fort, and that should be before the sunset. Okay, for instance, remember Karan Arjun, the Bollywood movie. Now I'll be talking a little bit about Karan Arjun. For instance, the 1995 reincarnation revenge drama Karan Arjun was shot inside this fort, Bhangar Fort. Okay, this year alone, 2 films have been made in that same place. Trip to Bhangar, in which 5 young men decide to brave the fort's reputation, and Bhangar, which was released later that year in 1995. Okay. Now, most people who visit Bhangar Fort report feeling quite uneasy or a negative energy. Many report hearing noises or an intoxicating smell there. So, you know what happens if you visit a cemetery, or if you ever have visited such spooky places ever in your life, or if you have gone through, watched any such horror movies, they will definitely talk about these few things. That is, the presence of negative vibes, negative energy, that actually shows the presence of those spirits. It can be the good spirits, it can be the evil spirits also. Now, since we are talking about this, spooky article, so just to add to your general knowledge, the negative vibes, they are always for the evil spirits. The evil spirits are those souls, those spirits which might have got blocked, got caged, they were not set free, and that is how they tend to be evil. And they tend to they never are ready to accept the allowance of people in their area, or in their building, or cemetery, or monuments, or places, wherever they are there. Now, when I'm talking about good spirits actually, they do not harm you. Okay, you can sense them, but they will not harm you as such. And all of us, we cannot simply sense it. That is also there. These are my personal, I won't say experience, but yes, I would say that yes, I have sensed it, but not the negative evil spirits. Okay, I sensed positive spirits, but they did not harm me. And those positive spirits, they actually are those souls which got themselves free from the body, right? You tend to sense them maybe once in a blue moon. And if you have heard about the planchettes, okay, it's don't ever try to do that. But I read it somewhere that few years back, many children used to take it for granted as fun games. But actually, there were few cases were truly done, and it was very spooky. And still, don't try to research on that, children, please don't do it. It's just part of, maybe you can just go through it, read, because I have read it. And in my childhood days, in my school days, it happened in my school. So that is how I learned it, but I never tried it, so I don't want you all to try it. Okay, because planchette is such a game in which the spirits are called, and then you can ask questions and they will give you the answers. So I was able to know these things when I was small like you, and I was there in my school. My seniors, they tried it out and they got badly trapped in that, let me tell you, children. And they had to seek one of my teachers who was an expert in dealing with these things, and she was able to take my seniors, those didis, from that from the grip of those spirits. And then it was reiterated, it was told in the assembly the very next day that children, you should not try such things. Don't try to be so much adventurous when you don't know the pros and cons of it. Okay, the way the blue whale and those those horrifying suicidal mobile games, please don't do that. Okay, you can just read it and get the feel of it, but don't you ever try to do it, please. That is an earnest request from my side. And I'm sure you all are very much intelligent and you won't do that. So let's come back to Bhangar Fort. Now this place was again spooky, so those people who went there, they got the feel of the existence of such spirits by those foul smells, intoxicating smells. Then they had those uneasy feeling of might be being dragged or something like that. It's not mentioned here, but then that is how they must have felt. Okay, there have been some eerie occurrences also. Eerie means very scary, very horrifying, which you don't like, which you won't like at all. occurrences as well, such as when Ulka Gupta, the actress of TV show Jhansi Ki Rani, okay, went missing during a shoot at Bhangar and was later found in Tantric's den. So Tantrics are such hermits, such sages who are expert in, handling these evil spirits and the good spirits also. And someone who practices magic or astrology using secret or supernatural powers. If you have seen those the Zee TV, I think, had been sharing such serials. I'm just forgetting the name. I think it was Ahat and the Fear Files, which the timing was also late at night, so that the viewers, they can visualize and they get feared and scared. Ahat is very spooky, but I don't like those serials, so let's not watch those serials. Okay, but there are also many who came away without having experienced its faint spookiness. That means those people were so much strong, they had so much of positive vibes in them, so much of positive energy had encircled them that those evil spirits could not get into those barriers which held them. Okay, so there were people who came back from that fort in one piece. Okay, in one piece. Why? Because they were not found in some tantric's den like Ulka Gupta. Okay, it's a very beautiful old fort. We went in the morning and returned at dusk. We felt nothing very uncanny, says Rohini Singh, who visited Bhangar a couple of years ago. Even the guards say there are no spirits, no ghosts here. We went to Bhangar in February and it was crowded. Imagine, Bhangar fort and crowded. Within quotes, children, remember. Clearly, they had come to check out its haunted reputation and were going into every shaded spot. That means every nook and corner, they inspected it. Okay, they did not leave anything uninspected, right? So they had come to check out its haunted reputation and were going into every shaded spot and shouting and screaming just to, call those spirits to scare them. Oh my God, I wouldn't have ever done that. I wouldn't have dared to do it. And yes, whenever you go there, don't forget to take your flashlights. Your flashlights should have extra batteries in case, if you find that your flashlight is not working, you can immediately take out the battery and insert the new one. So be very well equipped, my dear. And yes, don't forget to keep on chanting that Hanuman Chalisa. It really helps. It gives you that positive energy, and Hanuman ji will definitely take you away from all those spirits. Oh my God. Okay, clearly they had come to check out its haunted reputation. The only odd thing, if you can even call it that, was that we found no shops, no eateries outside. So you have to carry your own tiffin box, your own water bottles. That means nothing to chew, nothing to drink, no cold drinks, no juices available, children. So be very much prepared if you go there. Okay, at any other popular fort, there would have been several, she says. So it is very common. If if you have been to Red Fort, Agra Fort, you must have seen that there are eateries, there are outlets selling so many things. You find eateries, you find those jewelries, you find little small artifacts, the photographers, calling you, the touts calling you, may I help you ma'am, may I guide you, and all those things, right? But here in Bhangar Fort, oh my God, equipments which are necessary if at all you all plan to go someday, sometime in this awesome, haunted, spooky, very horrifying Bhangar Fort. Okay, let me show you. This is the actual present kind image of the Bhangar Fort. Don't you think it seems to be spooky? You see the trees? Do they have the leaves? I did not find leaves. They are very much barren. So these things also add to the spooky and haunted effect of the place, right? So if at all you ever visit this fort, you will find trees without leaves. You will find everywhere dusty, rocky. You will find no one in and around. Yes, you might find few tourists, crazy tourists who love visiting haunted places. So that is it. And in my next class, what I'll do is I will recapitulate and then we will start with the question answers. Let us see what Madam Gupta has asked from all of us. Okay. And yes, definitely I have shared PDF so that you can go through it, you can refer it for your perusal. You will be having few set of new words which I want you all to go through it. Try to use these words when you are writing something, right? Especially during your paragraph writing, your picture composition. Supposing if you get this kind of a picture, I would appreciate you all using the words which were dealt in the chapter. Alright, so that's all. An armchair tour of some of India's most haunted places. It was a part of a non-fiction and we dealt with the Bhangar Fort. That's all from my side. Take care, all the very best and stay blessed. And I really hope that you all are writing the question answers in your MCB notebooks. Until then, bye-bye. Thank you and Jai Hind.